Good morning to all. Myself Yathiraj, your computer teacher here. Today we will discuss some of the basic information about computer. Before going to that, I will ask a question. What is computer? From last 7 years, I received an answer from my student. Computer is an electronic device. Yeah, you are right. Computer is an electronic device. But computer is only an electronic device. That is the question here. No, computer is not only an electronic device. Computer is an electronic device also, electrical device also, a mechanical device also. I will tell you why that. Computer is an electronic device because computer use electricity to work. Similarly, computer is an electrical device also. Why means all the component of the computer system work with the electrical component like resistor, capacitor, all those types of electrical components. Like that, computer is an mechanical device also. Why? All the parts of the computer system made up of machinery. So that's why we can call it as mechanical device. So what is the definition of computer system? Computer is an electrical, mechanical device. What is the purpose of using computer? The computer is mainly used for calculation. What type of calculation? Computer is used for simple calculation? No, computer is used for super calculation. So computer is an electrical, mechanical device which is used for super calculation. Then how computer know what work it have to do? With the help of input devices. So computer need input for the processing. We can feed data through input devices. After, if input is given to the computer, computer will process that input with the help of central processing unit. So computer is an electrical, mechanical device which is used for super calculation. The data can feed through input unit, the data can processed, stored, and all the parts are controlled through CPU. Finally, the result is displayed through output unit. This is a simple definition of computer system. Next, we will go to some of the parts of the computer system. This one is CPU, central processing unit. This one is a type of output unit. We call it as monitor. These are the input devices. We call it as keyboard and mouse. These are some of the parts of the computer system. A computer will complete with the input unit, central processing unit, and output unit. Combination of these we can call it as a computer. Next, we will move to some of the parts of this CPU. So this one is the front panel of computer system. In this front panel, we can see different types of buttons, different types of ports. Normally, this front panel we used to switch on the computer and restart the computer, and you can use some of the input devices here with the help of these USB devices. So here, first one is power button. It says that power on and off, both the operation we can do with the help of this single button. It is power button normally marked like 0, middle of that it is 1 is coming. So the meaning is both on and off operation we can do with the help of this button. You can observe in any devices, even in TV remote or even in TV receiver, every power on off button has this symbol, that 0 and 1. So here second button is restart button. If computer sometime is stuck, then you can use this restart button. And two types of light indicator present. This light indicator says that one is power on, next one is processing of CPU. In front of this we have some of USB port, we call it as universal serial bus. The meaning is the port is universal. You can connect any devices here. For example, you can connect a keyboard, you can connect mouse. Similarly, you can connect a pen drive, you can connect a data cable, you can connect a printer. Any universal devices you can connect through this port. That's why we call it as USB. This one is front panel of CPU. This one is back panel of CPU. We have so many ports here. In this back panel, this top of the portion we call it as SMPS. The abbreviation is Switched Mode Power Supply. This is a main power supply unit to entire the parts of the CPU. This power supply unit has 230 input voltage, then it will convert this 230 voltage into different types of DC voltage. It is similar like your transformer. You can observe outside different types of transformer is there. The work of that transformer is, in that normal 3 lines comes to that transformer. So it says that it have 11,000 voltages. So the transformer will convert that 11,000 voltage into 3 phases. That 3 phase consists of 230 voltages each. Similarly in computer also, this part will receive 230 volt and it will be converted into 12 volt, 6 volt, minus 6 volt, like that different voltages to the entire part of the computer. You can observe here, this one is part of this SMPS. So it have different types of capacitors, all those things. It will convert 230 voltage into different voltages. Here we have bunch of cables. Through this cable, the signal will transmit it to different part of the computer system. Another important part of this CPU is motherboard. This one is bit advanced CPU, so we have some of the ports are eliminated from this. So here top we have 2 ports, we call it as PS2 mouse and PS2 keyboard port. Though this green port we used to connect mouse and this purple port used to connect keyboard. Similarly here one more port is there. This one is VGA port, we call it as video graphic array. This particular port is used to transfer signal to the monitor. So this one is a display unit. Nowadays it is eliminated by HDMI port. So below we have so many USB ports. I already told these types of USB ports is used to connect different types of external devices. So here one more port is there. This one is a network port. We can connect RJ45 cable here to browse internet. And below some of the ports are there. These ports are used to audio output, audio input, and you can use some of the ports for outside sound devices. So these are the back panel of the CPU. So inside that I already told these ports are comes with the motherboard. This one is single board, we call it as motherboard. Different types of circuit boards are present inside this. So here one device is there. So here in this chip is present, we call it as a RAM. Normally we heard this word RAM. Everyone know what do you mean by RAM? Random access memory. This one is temporary storage memory used inside the computer. This particular memory is used to store your data temporarily. For example, you are working with the different application inside the computer. One side you are working with Microsoft Word, another side you are listening songs, some other side you are playing with some games. All these different operations we can do at single time. During that time every information is stored inside the RAM. That's why sometimes system will stuck. Why means this RAM is full. That's why. If once power goes off or you want to restart your computer means your temporary data will be erased. This is RAM. And I told already, this one is similar like this. This one is port of motherboard. It will be outside. So different types of electrical devices present inside this. That's why we call it as electrical device. Middle of this, one of important chip is present. We call it as processor. We call it as processor. This one is a simple chip. Actual CPU is this one. Now everyone says that this one is CPU, but actual CPU, meaning of the CPU is this one. This one is just a cabinet. Inside that, this particular chip we call it as CPU. Nowadays it comes with the different varieties. So you can move for Intel, means nowadays it comes with Intel dual core. This one is entry level processor. After that it will comes with Intel i3, Intel i5, Intel i7, like that it moves. After that it will comes with the generation, 9th generation, 8th generation, 10th generation. So this generation says that system will have higher performance compared to previous. So you have higher CPU, then your system performance will be higher. This is similar like your mobile phone. If you want to buy any mobile phone, means you need some knowledge about that processor, because nowadays it comes with the Snapdragon or MediaTek processor, or you can, if you moving for Samsung Exynos processor, Apple processor, all those types of different types of processor comes with the mobile also. The main work of computer will do this chip. That's why we call it as brain of the computer system. These are some of basic information about motherboard, CPU, RAM, all other parts of the computer system. So these boards are very important here. This one, it will do every work of your computer system. These are some of basic information about computer. In next class, we will move to some of software parts of the computer system. Thank you.